The Midlands Ultra is proudly brought to you by Complement for the gap in your medical aid. In 2012, Donovan van Gelder completed the second event in the Midlands Ultra in a winning time of 4 hours and 10 minutes. He described the race as the highlight of his racing career. In 2013, all the big names would reconvene on Midmar Dam to once again battle it out for gold and crown a new champion. Welcome back to the first stage of the fastest growing and most loved triathlon event on the calendar, the 2013 Midlands Ultra.
What's happened since last we spoke to you?
I've done a lot more training. But October the race went perfectly. You know, everything fell into place, everything landed in my favour, and you can't expect races like that to happen every time. So, you know, I'm in better shape. But you know, if I have a race like last time, then I should be hard to beat.
Conditions so far look perfect. Overcast, no wind, no rain, which is quite nice for Midmar for a change. And yeah, I mean, Damien puts on a good race, so things should go well.
The water's like 24 degrees, so borderline wetsuit or speedo swim, so that's going to be perfect conditions.
I did it in October. It was a great event.
When you don't have a landmark that you put your bike next to, or you just forget where you put it, all bikes look the same, it's really tough to see it in the crowd, especially in a race like this one where there's so many people.
Today I'm hoping I want to test my form, so apart from it being a race and you like to do well, I'd like to see what I'm capable of time-wise. And
Ironman distance is my thing, so I'm basically here in preparation for Ironman South Africa in a few weeks' time.
Nice crowd of people, very nice, organised. I enjoy races like this, so yeah, happy to be back, injury-free and fit.
Conditions look really good. I think there's not too much wind.
Fairly cool weather.
The swim is beautiful in the Midmar Dam.
It's quite a sort of rolling hill type of bike course.
You don't actually have a chance to settle down, find your rhythm, and the run is great. It's nice, it's flat, it's fast, it's on quiet roads.
Feeling good, excited. Looking forward to battle it out again.
So we'll see it. It's going to be really interesting. I actually should rather watch it.
My name's Paddy Smuts, and it's my birthday today. 58 years old.
Pretty cool, pretty ready to race. Just going to go out there and enjoy it, eh?
Just feeling a bit tired. Had a bender Friday night, still hanging.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty relaxed about it. It's good fun.
Oh, well, we also train hard in Gauteng. It's not only the KZN boys that train hard.
I ended up fifth last time, so but I think this year there's a lot more people that are top guys that are coming now.
I think Charlotte the Brains here again. He was close third, had a little sprint for second place last in October.
I'm definitely a different athlete from October last year.
Yeah, definitely Donovan van Gelder again. I think he's on this course he's the man to beat for sure.
Davidson's a different animal. He's a good runner. If you don't get away on the bike far enough, he will catch you.
I think he's going to be right up there with Donovan. I think it's going to come down to a bit of a good run at the end.
I've never raced him over this distance, so it'd be nice to see how we shape up against each other.
I'm slightly tired right now, but that's what it's about. They're racing and training up to a big event, and that's what I do. So I'm going to enjoy it and see how it goes.
Train smarter, so I'm ready to take on whatever is coming.
I'm only doing the sprint today, which is a little bit different for me. I've always done the ultra, so I'll give the sprint a good go. I mean, there's a big field for the sprint as well.
Training's been good. We're working towards SA Champs now, so that's my main focus.
So it's just a good race prep, fast little short sprint race to see where I am.
The sprint racing, the tight groups and everything keeps it exciting. You never really know what's going to happen one mistake, one little trip up, and you could be 3-4 places back kind of thing. So everything has to go your way in a sprint, and you just have to push it to your max.
So the sprint is just flat out. As the gun goes, you go as hard as you can till you cross the line.
Yeah, a little bit nervous, but ready for the swim. See how it goes, eh? Thumbs up. How are you feeling?
Ah, not too great, eh? Not too great.
So lucky we brought our wetsuits.
The Midmar swim is always one of the toughest. You start off very confined and then just have to gun off, and it's always a dog show. You can't see anything, it's murky. There's yachts in the way, there's a span of people all trying to push to the front. So it's always quite a dog show to try to get to the front.
Swimming's always been my strong point, so I just go as hard as I can for the 600-700 meters and try build up a bit of a lead. You've got to work your strong disciplines. So if your swim's your strong point, you've got to go as hard as you can and try and put some time in the bank, you know, with the guys chasing you.
I know that Glenn Gore was way out in the front, and then some of the faster girls, yeah, obviously I did get checked in the swim, but no, there's some girls that can swim out there.
Led out the swim, I had quite a few guys on my tail, a couple of ladies as well.
Glenn is super experienced, he knows what he's doing, gets everything right all the time.
Got on the bike and just hit it as hard as I can. Like I said in the beginning, it's sprint is as hard as you can go from the start, and surprisingly I felt okay.
I was a little bit behind after the swim, but could generally see the guys that I would have to chase in transition, so it wasn't too bad. I mean, the race is quite fast.
The swim is definitely my strongest point, and then the run. And I've always battled with the bike as my weaker leg. Unfortunately, in triathlon, that's one thing about, you know, you've got to work on 3 different disciplines.
Well, when I came out the water, Taylor Glover was ahead of me, and I knew I had a lot of work to do. She's a really good swimmer and a really good biker, so I had to be careful with her riding.
We caught Lauren right at the turn, and then Michael came from behind.
Yes, no, Lauren Dugal's a machine. I had a bit of a mishap on the bike, took the wrong turn, gave her the little sneak ahead there on the bike, and had to work pretty damn hard to catch her.
I knew I was leading in the girls' race, but I didn't know how close or how far they were behind me, so I had to keep concentrating and keep the lead that I had.
First 5Ks after you swap sport bike to run, the blood needs to move from where it was to where it has to be.
Tony actually in second place there.
I had quite a steady run. Towards the end, I was broken. I think I put everything into it in those last 500 meters to shake Michael off. I just heard him coming behind me, and it makes you pretty nervous. You don't know how he's feeling, and you know exactly how you're feeling.
You want to push as hard as you can, but also don't want to jeopardize perhaps getting injured stupidly at the end there. Hats off to Darren there, had a great run. I thought I'd pass him a lot sooner than I did. But when I did catch him, hats off, he just gunned it and had a great race.
It felt good. Knowing that I'd come second was pretty amazing. I didn't really go into the race thinking that I'd do that, and it was good.
Glenn's the human fish. I don't know how. Yeah, that guy he gets too much time ahead of us on the swim.
Yeah, I managed to have a reasonably good bike and have a lead off the bike before the run. So that basically gave me the win today. It makes all the early morning trainings worth it.
It felt really good to finish that race feeling so strong. I haven't really finished a race feeling that strong in a long time, so it felt good to finish a race like that.
We catch up again with our feature, the Ultra Race.
The swim was hard. Just in terms of everybody going off together, men and women, we start all in one bunch, and it's like a washing machine. Men smacking you and women smacking you, and you actually just the first couple of 100 meters you're needing to get out of the bunch to actually find a nice rhythm for yourself.
Finding a bit of rhythm, the swimmers begin to split, with several competitors pushing a lead far out in front of the main pack. At the last turn, Nick Turner has made a substantial lead, with some of the other big names like Don van Gelder and Gerard de Bruin in the chasing group. For some, just finishing the 1.9 kilometer swim was proving to be harder than expected. It was Turner who was first out of the water in a time of 22 minutes 25 seconds. He had made an impressive 37-second gap between himself and Kent Kirkwood, but would have to work hard to fend off the advances from the rest of the pack. Ross Cox seen here in fourth place, completing his swim in just over 23 minutes, closely followed by De Bruin, and then the ladies' contingent of Corrine Berg and Diane McEwen.
The bike is very deceptive. It's either downhill or uphill. It was 4 laps. It was hard. I'm not going to say it was easy.
Quite a nice, hilly, quite a hard bike course for me, which is quite good.
It's a fast course, but it's tough. The bike course out there, for us Ironman athletes, we like to get in the bars, find our rhythm, and just keep our heads down and go. But this course does not allow for it.
My bike was really divine. I had a nice bike. Felt very strong. Very nice course.
It's fast, but it's a tough day out there.
Past the turning point on the first lap, the men's race has split considerably, with Van Gelder and De Bruin ahead of the rest of the pack. In third place was Koch, who had worked single-handedly to diminish the gap between himself and the leading pair. At the turn, a mere 12 seconds behind the leaders. Lap 3 and Van Gelder and De Bruyn had continued to open their lead. Constantly changing position, it became apparent they were working together, all too aware of the encroaching reputation of Davidson, who had been known to obliterate the field once onto the run. By the fourth lap, the three leaders of the ladies' race had pulled away from the rest of the pack, with Gorry in the lead, McEwen and Berg in second and third, constantly widening the gap at every opportunity. By the end of the fourth lap, De Bruyn and Van Gelder had only managed a 1-minute lead over Davidson. Both of them through transition in just under 40 seconds, needing every second they could get before the last assault began. Davidson had made up remarkable ground in the cycle and came in with Team Get Fit, the current team leaders, after posting the second fastest transition time. It was clear he was determined to make up lost time, now into his strongest discipline. Amongst the chasing group was Edmiston and Koch, who had had a solid ride. Next in was Gorry in a time of 2:25.05. Closely followed by McEwen and Berg. A tight race lay ahead in the 21-kilometer run to follow. Davidson had overtaken De Bruyn and was starting his assault on the gap between himself and Van Gelder. At the turn for their final lap, Davidson had opened an 11-second gap over Van Gelder and a 24-second gap over De Bruyn. In the ladies' race, McEwen had overtaken Gorry, and the two of them were looking strong for a first and second.
Yeah, from the swim, I didn't have a great swim, to be honest. I came out sort of just after the front pack. But yes, managed to gain some time. Quite a nice, hilly, quite a hard bike course for me, which is quite good. So I managed to catch a bit of time up on the bike. I pretty much pushed the first lap of the run, and I caught Donovan van Gelder at about the 5k turnaround point.
Yeah. Michael Davis was really quick on the run, and I needed more time, and I knew it pretty much right from the start that there was going to be a moment when he was going to come past me. But yeah, I kind of held my own, and I'm happy with the race. You know, some days everything falls into place, and other days you have to work a little bit harder.
I was fourth off the bike. I managed to keep very consistent. The gap was around 3 minutes on the run. And after that, I just found great rhythm. I just held it together, and I managed to hang on for third overall, which I'm very chuffed with. Starting to come together, so as you say, after next weekend, it will be my fourth half Ironman racing so far this year. So yeah, it's great.
De Bruyn having to settle for fourth place with Koch in fifth. Team Get Fit taking the honours in the mixed team event, and a very proud looking Diane McKeown holding on to first place in the ladies event.
I started the race tired, and anything could have happened on the day. I think the nice thing about triathlon is you use different muscle groups, and you never know from one sport to another what will happen. And I got off, and I had really good run keeps, try to hold my tempo and just try to keep it going for the win. So I'm very happy with how it turned out in the end.
Just try to keep my own, and obviously Di came along and she had a really good run, and I just held the second place. So I was happy for the entire event.
Berg, having put up a good battle, came in third. For many, just reaching the finish line at the Midlands Ultra is a worthwhile achievement.
Very interesting cycle. 4 laps is tough in the head. And the run, Natal Midlands summer, hot, lovely.
For most, the competitors were merely enjoying the outdoors, the KZN sunshine and the surroundings of Midmar Dam. The finish line, an added bonus after 5 hours in the sun.
I come from a running background, first time I've ever done an ultra triathlon, and I really enjoyed it. That was great. Didn't do a great time, but I don't think that's a point for today.
Last time I entered the ultra, but ended up doing the sprint because I wasn't trained, so it's really cool to come back and do the full distance.
Second sort of half Ironman distance, and I enjoyed it. It was good.
Glad to be done, eh? I'm looking forward to that beer.
And he kept me company the whole way.
Diane McKeown taking the win in a time of 4:25.16, with Natasha Gorry in second, Corinne Berg in third. Michael Davidson claiming first place, beating the 4-hour mark in a time of 3:59.53, with Van Gelder in second, Grant Edmiston in third, and Gerard de Bruyn in fourth, Gareth Harrington in fifth, only 14 minutes off the winning time.
Midmar for me has always been a stunning event, very well organised, the course is divine.
Midmar is beautiful. Been lucky enough to race around the world, and it's still my favourite venue.
The venue is probably one of the best in the country. For a Joburger like me, it's awesome to go away from the big smoke and come and do some country viewing while you're racing.
Yeah, I did my first triathlon here in 1986, and yeah, any chance I get, I'll come and race here.
Everything here is really well done with organisers, and the safety is top paramount. The organisers are great, the referees are all good. I can't say enough, it's a great event.
The run happened within the grounds of the dam itself, so it's really a good day out for family and supporters.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the event today. A lot of new people coming through and racing. So happy the name's getting out there, and we're getting the athletes that we want. And yeah, to those of you who haven't done it in South Africa, come through. I'm sure you're going to have a fantastic race. Got probably the best venue in South Africa to do a triathlon, and also one of the most scenic run routes you can get around. So yeah. And a big shout out to our sponsors, Complimed coming on board, signing for this year, title sponsors, and great to have them involved. They're very active in the event. And also to GU and to Sunday Tribune and all the other sponsors, a big thank you to all of them. Without them, this event wouldn't take place.